Alrighty, cool. So, let's get this underway, I suppose. Go start in, well, actually, not just yet. I'll go restart, and then the intro is going to play. Now, the intro is not exactly the regular intro that the game usually comes with. I've actually swapped the video file with one from, like, the museum. That's, like, a old beta cutscene that I think is really, really funny. So we're just going to watch that for, like, about 5 or 10 seconds before the run starts, and then I'll get underway. So, let's do this. Who's that little fella up there? What's he doing? And then, okay, and start now. All right, so this is Tomba. This is the special edition version, so it's a re-release of an old PlayStation 1 game by Limited Run Games. Now, it's a re-release. It's emulated. I think it's like mostly. It's quite different to the original game in terms of how it feels to play, because one of the biggest issues with it is the fact that the D-pad is mapped to the analog controls. So analog stick movement is on the D-pad, which means you're either pressing no analog stick or you're 100% on the analog stick. So your movement is like very inaccurate to the original game. So I've kind of just adjusted to it over the time that it's taken to learn this version of the game. Another really good feature of this re-release is that these FMV cutscenes are skippable. So in the original, you can't skip those, and they take about 20 to 30 seconds. So in this version, they're way, way faster. So to start off this game, I'll actually just go over what the actual purpose of what I'm doing now is. So there is, you've got your grandpa's golden bracelet, which has been stolen by these evil pigs. The evil pigs are gathering everything that's gold, and they're just basically trying to use it for their evil magic. So Tomba gets shoehorned into this because he loses his grandpa's bracelet, and then everyone starts telling him what to do in terms of like trying to defeat the evil pigs. Where realistically, bro just wants his golden bracelet back. So we're just here along for the ride now. So you'll notice at the very beginning of the run, it's quite slow. Like your movement is not very fast, but very, very shortly I'm going to get the ability called the animal dash, and that's just going to make the run like really, really fast. Now, as I was saying before, with like the acceleration thing with the analog inputs, movement is just very, like, way too snappy, basically. I go from 0 to 100 on my acceleration, like, instantly, which makes controlling things, like, a lot harder than it needs to be. So, jump up there, give bananas to Charles. Oh, Charles is the monkey who teaches me how to do the animal dash, and he's a recurring character that's around in this game, and also the sequel as well. So now we've got the animal dash, and you can see we're kind of moving a lot more faster, except that's bad. Don't get chewed by that dude. Gonna jump over like this. Yeah, this is a rough start, but it's fine. Okay, just grabbing. Oh yeah, I should probably also mention the reason we're gathering the baby chicks. The first NPC that you like meet that's like a part of the evil pig quest is the 100-year-old man. He's like in this hut up here, and he won't let you progress unless you save the baby pigs. So away we go. So now I'm just going to have like a little conversation with him here, and we are just learning the story of the game. But there's a big cutscene where he goes through what's happening with the evil pigs. But in this version of the game, as I mentioned, you can skip the FMVs, which genuinely really, really good change, and it makes the run quite a lot faster. And it can actually, if the loading times were improved in this version, then the run would be faster than the OG run, which was done on a PlayStation Portable. So yeah, cutscene would start. See him for a split second. All the cutscenes are like anime as well. Like it's all just kind of like Japanese anime. It's very, very interesting. But they've just, yeah, they're skippable, so you won't see any until like maybe the credits sequence. So I'm getting like one of the most important items in the game. That's why I went out back in. The charity wing is basically a warping item. It takes you to areas that you've already been to. You've got like a list that you can pick from once you start visiting areas in the game. So I should also mention as well, this game is like a kind of open world 2D RPG. Like it's a platforming RPG. Kind of a unique style game. I haven't like come across any games that are quite like it, but yeah, it's not very linear. It's kind of linear at the very beginning, but like it opens up quite a bit, and your choices for which direction you want to go and what you want to do is, yeah, you're kind of free to do a lot of things. It gets way better later on in the run. Now, my entire goal for this run is to capture the 7 evil pig bosses into magical bags that will seal them. And then after doing those 7, I'll unlock the final boss, which will just be another evil pig done the same way. So I'll just throw him in a bag as well. But he's the big cheese, so yeah, got to deal with him. So yeah, I learned the dwarf language by just jumping and biting their head. Because that's, yeah, Duolingo, like, don't use that. Jump on people's heads. Okay, yep, so first use of the charity wing, which just sends you back to the start of the area. I got to go through the area because the dwarf villagers are like stuck in the evil pig corruption of the area. They're just stuck in the ceiling, so I've got to like free them. So a couple more charity wings here. So there's the first dwarf, and then you'll see this animation freezes me in place like that. So what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to jump off this. Oh, I couldn't get it. That's really unfortunate. So that leaf butterfly is a terrible luck. It spawned and I couldn't do the animation skip. If you jump at a certain horizontal position of the screen, it causes the animation for the dwarf to free itself to start and then cancel. So you get like a split second of freeze and then you're back into running. So yeah, missing that loses quite a bit of time, but I couldn't really do too much about it because the butterfly was in the way. And if you land on the butterfly, it like freezes you in place and tells you about the leaf butterfly quest, which is something we don't touch in this run. All events is another category I've done runs on that has that, and you have to collect like 25 of them. And it takes ages if they just don't spawn. You just get really unlucky. But there's like methods to speed it up, but they're not too. They're very random still at the end of the day. So yeah, just see, like, if I had stayed in that position on the screen while the dwarf was spawning in, it would have actually froze me in place where he did a little dance and ran away. But if you just jump off screen, he just deloads and the animation doesn't stop you. Same thing with this one up here. I'm just going to jump and touch him and then fall down, and he's gone. This one, I needed to touch him on the left side because he falls straight down and then he doesn't freeze you in place for long. But that time, unfortunately, I touched the right side, so he just landed on the platform, did a little dance and ran away. And another dwarf child here that I've got to take back to the town as well. So he just freaks out on my back. He's having a really rough time while I'm just going really fast, and he's just like holding on for dear life. All right, we've got the jumping pants now, which doesn't, yeah, it increases jump height, but it's like nothing too severe. The dashing pants increases your jump height and speed even more that I get later on. They're like some gray pants, but those are like the final one we get for the run, so we just get like 2 of them. Okay, so this is a pretty like long section. What I'm going to be doing here is like just talking. So all the dwarves that are just like centered around the fireplace in the middle, they come up to me individually one by one and say, hey, thanks for saving me, and then they walk off screen. It is unnecessarily long. I don't know why they made it like this, but anyways, if you got donations, please.
Okay, would like to remind everyone of the upcoming incentive on the runs later on today. So we got the Hollow Knight, the Pat or Wave Myla incentive, and the Bit War. And at the moment, Wave to Myla is winning at $50, while Pat Myla is at $35. So if anyone wants to see Myla being Pat, then yeah, keep donating even more. And we'll also have the bonus levels incentives on Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is at we have a $200 donation goal, and it's currently at $100 right now. So just $100 more, and we'll see some bonus levels.
Excellent. So yeah, we got like just a little bit more conversation here. Basically talking to the dwarf elder for the village, and he's just going to tell us about how we can defeat the evil pigs, which is going to be sealing him in the bag. Then he gives me one of the pig bags. So I've got the blue evil pig bag, which is the area boss. So once I capture that pig, this place will restore back to its green foresty look. Yep, seven evil pigs, tells all about it and everything. So now, like quirk of this version of the game is that your inputs can buffer. So if you're like holding square to dash away from NPCs, sometimes you will just start talking to them. And as long as you're holding square, you'll just keep talking to the NPC over and over and over again. So for leaving that area, I have to let go of square and hold right to then jump down the ladder. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk to the NPCs for the rest of the time. So I'm heading to the next section, Mushroom Forest, after this area. Now, Mushroom Forest is quite an interesting area. People who have played Undertale will recognize the sound effect of the laughing flower. It is literally Flowey from Undertale, the same sound effect. This game used it first, so this game's you know, the original owner. Just saying. So, yeah, we're just gonna leave this area. I went into that area just to like get the warp location for later. I'm gonna end up flying back here with the charity wings later on. Jump up here. Oop. Jump up here. So you'll see me come to a complete stop at a lot of times in this to turn around and jump up. Because of the effective analog controls on D-pad, if I switch direction and try to jump immediately, I'll just go diagonal, where normally if you play on like the OG version with D-pad, you will actually like curve your jump around. You can't do that as easy in this game. You have to actually come to a complete stop before you jump to get upwards momentum. So it's just one of the things I've had to adjust for when running this version of the game. So go up here, grab the charity wing. Another thing, yeah, like this, originally in the OG version, you could do a up warp on that section with D-pad movement. You'd have the right momentum to like run into the flower, jump up, and it would just like zip you up the cliff. Yeah, you can't do that in this version anymore because of the analog controls. The analog controls cause you to laugh more often with the laughing mushroom. Okay, that's good. Good. So I would have died there if I got bounced to the left, but fortunately I got bounced to the right, so we're fine. Yes. There it is. There's the laughing flower. Another thing is with this remaster is the changed or the remastered OST, which is like very much remixing the original tracks from the game, and all of them have been changed. So that's what the incentive was for OG versus remaster. So I honestly prefer the remaster soundtrack. I do think it is really, really good, and I've kind of gotten adjusted to it since playing this version of the game. So now we're out of there. You probably noticed I went back and got a laughing mushroom. So I need the laughing mushroom effect for quite a while of this run, because I'm opening a laughing door which has an evil pig fight in it. And I can't open it without the laughing mushroom effect. And the best time to get it is this moment, which means I have to carry it with me, which means I have a chance now to just laugh if I run. Oh, damn, I missed the trick. So there's a lot going on. It's really hard to like keep up with the commentary on it, but like what I was trying to do with this section is if I interact with the save sign the moment before the conversation starts, I can actually regain control while the conversation's happening and just run while the text is going on screen. Unfortunately, I was a frame late on trying to hit the window for it. It actually got found recently with this version of the game, because you can buffer your square input, you can actually get that trick free if you go earlier than the within the correct frame. But I just like going for the frame perfect tricks. That's my whole deal. So there's an easier way, but I don't do the easy way. And now I've lost a lot of time for that. So I don't know if it was worth it in the end. We'll figure it out when the estimate's over. So another section that I've just visited to get the warp location for later on. So we'll come back to that section later. We can't progress there at the moment anyway, because it's like completely on fire. There's a fire evil pig that has basically made the lava caves just go crazy and just be out of control. So you need to capture that pig, and then it will restore it, and then the like invisible wall that blocks you from progressing will disappear, and then you can just go through the area. Now, it's the hardest area in the game because it is an entirely bottomless pit with just a just a very, very few tiny platforms that you have to basically grapple across, and it is one of the most difficult places to do movement in, especially in this version of the game. So, oh, whoops. I don't talk to that dude yet, so what happened in Phoenix Mountain is rode the Phoenix, and the Phoenix dropped me because it was a bit weak. It's a bit hungry and needs food, so it couldn't carry Tomba all the way and just dropped him into this town. Now this town has locked you in. You have to do this. You have to do the quest here before you can leave. You have to help them out. They've just basically blocked you, and you just can't leave. Okay, so I just wanted to that wasn't a mistake, trust me. I just wanted to show you guys what the laughing effect did. So if you run on the spot in a 2D section, then the mushroom effect has a chance of causing you to laugh when you're just running on a straight line. So to fix that, I've done a lot of jumping. So you just keep jumping, and then you won't get the laughing effect as often. But there's a few sections where you have to run across to a plane to jump down into the screen, and if you don't jump quick enough, you'll get the laugh. So this is probably one of my favorite sections in the game to do in terms of movement. It's actually just a genuinely fun section to run through. You're pretty much doing an egg hunt. These are magic eggs that are blocking entrance to the 1,000-year-old man, which is the next quest NPC that I'll be speaking to. And you break all of them, and that takes down the curse. And there's some hidden in some rooms. There's key pieces I'll be getting around, and it's just there's a really cool speedrun route for this area that I'm really doing. So remember the entire purpose of the game, the entire point of what the quest I'm doing. I'm meant to be saving the world from 7 evil pigs and all that, but actually what I'm doing now is helping the village get drunk. Because their wine isn't pumping at the village, so I had to fix this, which is far more important than saving the world from being destroyed by evil pigs. But that's fine. We'll just get the town drunk. It's all good.
Have a bit of time for donations?
Yes, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have $100 from a bear with a shotgun. And Tropical Freeze is such a great game. Put this towards the bonus levels. So yeah, the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze bonus levels incentive have been met now. And we have $5 from It's Draft. Raikou, it's pronounced Tomba actually.
You are right. You are very correct. So this game, if you've played it on the original game and you've lived in Australia or anywhere in PAL regions, you'll find that the game is called Tomba and not Tomba. But the title in this game, when you boot it up, is Tomba on the main title screen, and they did not change it for any other region. So it's okay, just gonna have to work with that, I suppose. Plus, PAL 50 Hertz versus, 60. The NTSC version was always the one to run for this game. On that note, though, there is a Japanese version of this game as well, and it's very interesting. The game it feels very much like a beta version of the game. It was released before the English version came out, and there is so many differences that make it so much slower to run, unfortunately. But there are a couple of things that are faster, and it would be really nice if it was actually, it ran the same way, but still had those time saves. Some event text doesn't freeze you in place and stuff like that. This is what I mean about the analog controls, by the way. It's sometimes really hard to gauge how far you're going to jump when you're just trying to do a small hop. I've jumped over so many things so far this run. I'll be honest, I've only had about 3 weeks of practice with the new edition of the game, because I was pretty sure I was going to run PSP for this marathon, but I decided to change my mind, mostly because of the incentive having the original and remaster soundtrack. Plus, really like the remaster soundtrack, and also I kind of wanted to show off the re-release of this game. Didn't get the bird skip. So see where this bird is just floating above the egg? If you jump in the right spot between them, you can actually clip in between the bird and the egg and break the egg without taking damage from the bird. That is very it is pixel perfect. I also have 1 hit point, and that's very, very scary. So I'm just going to take this a bit slow, because if I take any more damage going forward, I'm unfortunately losing the laughing mushroom effect. If you die, you lose the effect, and you have to go all the way back to Mushroom Forest and eat another laughing mushroom, which you can't do that until much later. You can't lose it until much later, I mean.
In which case, have a bit of time for more donations.
Yep, go for it. Just breaking eggs.
Yeah, we have a $5 anonymous donation with no comment. We have a $15 donation from Exploded with the comment, let's go. And we have a $5 from 8-bit Waluigi. Hey Raikou, good luck on the run. Can we watch the clock tower cutscene?
I did it at the very beginning of the stream, or the very beginning of the run. You missed it. I'll play it again. I'll play it again before the end if I have a decent run going forward. So I'm going into the huts and I'm picking up key pieces. These key pieces eventually will combine into a giant key. You put it into like a mold in the wall, like all the key pieces, and then you get the big key. But you leave the big key behind in the wall, but you still have the item. I don't know why it's like that. It's like they just couldn't remove the key from like from the wall after like in development, so they just left it there and you just get the big giant key anyway. So it's like, okay. So there was one room where I saved a villager from a pig, and then I picked up a very, very tiny key that you couldn't even see on the ground. And that door had a tiny keyhole that you couldn't see either, but it is the tiny key door. So you go in there and there's one more hidden egg, and now I've cracked every egg. Now that has to be the last egg you do. If you do it in any other order, that egg is kind of glowing and you can't break it. So not only is the curse of like all the eggs stopping you from entering the 1,000-year-old manhunt, you also can't break the last egg unless you break all the rest. So I'm gonna talk to the 1,000-year-old man now. There's like 2 other older men later on that you interact with, and they basically just give you wisdom on like all the evil pigs and all that kind of stuff, much like old men do. Very full of wisdom. So that's clearing that quest. So I should also mention, they also give keys that open the different colored chests that you've seen around the areas. You've got like a yellow one for the 100-year-old man key, and then you've got the blue one for the 1,000, and then you got like a red and a yellow. Eventually, I'll need the keys for those because those will actually open the chests that have pig bags in them later on. Which brings me to one of like my favorite tricks in this run. It's called a pig bag skip. So basically I'm going to pick up the pig bag as I'm flying away from the area, and that's going to skip the event text that comes up. I'm hoping I can hit it. It is 1 frame, so this is going to be very tricky, but we'll try our best. Nah, missed it. Okay, so there's like a specific frame I'm looking for where the pig bag lands on Tomba's head, and I then open my inventory, use the charity wing, and after the charity wing is used, the frame will advance and collect the pig bag and I'll fly away. Now, if I'm any earlier, what happens is Tomba will leave the pig bag behind as he flies away, and it just basically kills the run. Fortunately though, in Special Edition, they have left emulator features in it, so you've got rewind and save stating. So if anything like that happens in this run, I will rewind to get the pig bag so the run can continue and we don't have to, you know, call it early. But if I'm either going to be getting it on the correct frame, or I'm going to be missing it by 1 frame, and I'm just going to like end up just collecting the pig bag normally like I just did. So there's going to be no worries there. Okay. Nice laugh. Alright, grapple. So this is a pretty useful item in this run. So I've come here to get that and the pig bag, and now I'm going to fly to Northside Mansion. So as you can see, my list of warp locations has just expanded greatly. It gets like about 4 more main locations, and it's just a big list. Shows you how much there is in this game to do. It's very, 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 very huge. So I'm just going to go up here now. So big victory. I actually got, I actually kept the laughing mushroom the entire time, so now I don't need it anymore. And we're about to do our first pig fight of the run. And you'll see like how fast it can be or how fast it could not be. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to use the healing mushroom. And that's going to cure the laughing effect, so now I can do this fight without having to worry about running on the ground and stopping and giggling. So first pig fight. Going to jump up here, jump up, grab this rope. And he's going to spawn there. Go jump on him. Wait for the pig back to turn around. Oh my god, no way. I was too much on my right input. Okay, that's fine. Just going to wait for it to curve around again, and that's fine. So yeah, that should have been a lot faster than that, but that's fine. It's only a one throw in, you just get it in, and that's the big fight. Now he's sealed, and we move on. So there's 7 of those plus 1 extra final boss. That's the same sort of thing. Now there's a cutscene that shows the area that you've just saved clearing out and fixing up, but of course we can skip the cutscene, so we're just not going to see those. And I now have the last key piece as well. Now, this is going to be the most apparent thing, how bad loading times are in this. It's not just this version of the game, it's kind of how it was in the OG version on PSP, on PS1, but on PSP, the way we run it on OG is actually so much faster, but I have to use these 5 key pieces, and it's black screen to open inventory, use key, black screen to close it, key piece goes in. So it adds up to a lot of time. It is so much faster on PSP to do this section. But you can see we're piecing all the key parts in there. And now we filled the key up. And I will get the big key, and the key stays in the wall. So it's like, okay, we just got a duplicate somehow. Maybe we're just learning how to craft it. So we're going to go down here now. Another difficult part of the run here, I have to grapple, use the grapple. This will be the first instance of using the grapple. I'm going to grapple the ceiling, and I'm just going to fly above the swinging poles that you have to use to get up here normally. So let's see if I can do this. No, okay, that's fine. Okay, lovely. I didn't even realize I had no health. There we go, that'll do. That was messy, but it'll do.
It's also a trick to heal your health.
Yeah. So you can do that section in just 2 grapples, but yeah, I'm a bit... I have no skill today apparently, so it's fine. We'll take it as it is. So I'm going to fly back to the lava caves now, and it'll be the first revisited area since it's been cured. So fly to lava caves, and you'll see that the lava wall that was in the way, or the firewall, is now gone, so we can actually traverse through it. Now, it is the most difficult section in the run. It's the hardest part, and I really hope I can nail it with the grapple, but it's, yeah, things are looking a bit dire, so we'll see how we go. So first off, we leave here and go get more charity wings, and also the next pants of the run. The final pair of pants that we get. So go up here.
Okay, time for a quick donation?
Yeah, go for it.
So we have a $15 from Corey from the audience. Hello. I played the PS1 game. Do you know if the second game is going to get a re-release or a remake?
Yes.
And how do you feel about Basil?
How do I feel about what, sorry?
Basil.
Sorry, I didn't catch it again. About the Tomba 2, you mean? How do I feel about it? I can't hear. Sorry, man. Sorry. The dog. Oh, Baron. Oh, Baron's based. Baron's awesome. So I don't save him in this run. In all events, you definitely do. But in this one, when you get to the when you catch all 7 pigs and get up to the final pig, you get Baron as just a free charity wing. So this is the second boss fight of the run. This one can be a bit of a pain. Oh, okay, yep, bad RNG. Excellent, we love that. So yeah, up here, that's fine. Just take it nice and slow. It's fine. But yeah, I could have maybe thrown it from the right to the left and got it in the pig bag without having to circle around. But it's just better to just make sure I get it. Okay, so now we're on the most difficult section. So as I said, this is a massive bottomless pit with very small platforms going through it. So we'll try our best to navigate through here without dying. Ooh, I think I got it. Okay, I think I'm high enough. I don't think I touched the corner. Okay, that's good. That's perfect. Lovely. Now, I got bad RNG, so there wasn't a pig bat that spawned at the top where I could land on him and then fly across with him. So, like, that's fine. That's the next best case. So we'll take it. Like, that redeems everything, right? That, like, actually, like, any other point of the run where you're just like, oh, that was a bit rough, then you see that, and it's like, no, that's fine. Everything else doesn't matter. Get that section, and we're golden.
That's probably like the 15 seconds of one of the hardest platforming ever.
yeah, it's very difficult. Because you have to, like, navigate, you have to, like, turn around and go, like, you have to, like, kind of slow down your forward momentum to then grapple to that object in the middle of the sky. And if you do it wrong, you're hitting the corner of that chest because you're too low, or you're just falling and dying. It's, like, very, very difficult. Okay, so at the very beginning of the game, I should have pointed this out then, but like we can refer to it now. It's fine. I jumped into, I crossed a lake, and then a turtle like dropped me into the water, and like Tomba started like suffering because he can't swim. So we're fixing that now. I'm trying to learn how to swim. So talk to this guy, give him his hat back that Charles had, and he's going to let me into the Village of Civilization, which a very, very like popular thing for this game is that it originally in beta had like a full top-down town for this section of the game, but it was cut in development, and now it's just like a couple of screens that you just navigate through. But it looked like it was going to have a lot more stuff, a lot more quests. But yeah, now it's very, very minimal. It's like there's just not much to it anymore. But that's the clock tower that I showed in the intro cutscene that I replaced. That actually has, it had like this really jank 3D modeled beta footage cutscene for it when he was leaving this town. But yeah, they cut that out and just left it in the museum for the special edition to show you what was meant to be there. So yeah, like the special edition for this game has like a museum that has like concept art, interviews, all that kind of stuff, and it is really, really cool to see like the development of this game. It's got like a really cool history. Going back to like what I was talking about before with the remaster, with Tomba 2 coming out with a remaster, I definitely prefer this game over Tomba 2. I feel like Tomba 2 is just a lot more linear in terms of gameplay. Like, you're just going from one section to the next, to the next, to the next, in like just a set order. It's very, very little deviation in what you do in the run. But yeah, with this one, it's like you kind of can go in multiple directions. I can do the order of pigs in a different way if I wanted to, and it probably wouldn't lose too much time. I got to do the sections anyway. It's just like I basically have to just make a choice of what I want to do. So it is kind of cool that this game is like that. But yeah, Tomba 2 is just a lot less of that. Having said that, I am excited for a re-release because with this one, while this one has its problems, they're in the midst of patching it. And I was kind of hoping that the patch before this is going to come out before the event so I could do the run more like what I'm used to and what I've been running for like 10 years. But yeah, it didn't come out in time, so I've had to adjust to this one. Fortunately, what they're learning from doing this game as a re-release is they will fix those problems for Tomba 2, and Tomba 2 will just be a solid re-release. I hope. I say that, and I'm just not guaranteeing anything, but I really hope it's going to be the case. So we fly back to Village of Civilization. So that's the area with the tower in it, the clock tower. And now I'm going to visit all 3 screens here, and I'm just going to talk to a bunch of NPCs, so probably a good time for donations now as well, if you got any.
Right, just want to remind the audience for the upcoming incentives. Yeah, so for the next Hollow Knight run, we still have the Pet or Wave Mila incentive, bit worth. Where Wave to Mila is winning at $50, while Pet Mila is at $20. And also later on tonight, on the Rumble Rosa Speedrun, so it's a fighting game on PlayStation 2, and we'll have a $150 donation goal where 2 audience members right here at the stage will fight it out. on the versus mode of this very unique fighting game. Back to you, Raikou.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm just navigating through this like very loading screen heavy section. This is like apparently from what I've heard, it's like because I'm kind of so I'm part of a Discord server called Tomba Club. Tomba Club has one of the developers from Limited Run Games who works on this game. Like in there, kind of talking with the community about the release and what's coming up in patches and stuff like that. They're looking into the loading times to improve that. So when that happens, this will be like really, really fast. It'll be a good version of the game to play, and also probably be the new standard for running the game as well. Yeah, when that patch comes out and things start going on with that, I'm safely going to be able to recommend it. Like, I will be absolutely honest right now. I do not recommend it in the state it's in, but that's, yeah, it's completely, casually, it's probably a lot better. But yeah, for the speedrun side of things, it's just not, I could play the PSP one and have like a better time with it. But I wanted to show off the new version anyway. I wanted to, like, you know, demonstrate it since like it came out 1st of August. So it's like, yeah, it's my childhood favorite game. So it's like, I'm torn on like saying like get it, but also don't get it. Like, you know, it's difficult. A lot of people are happy with this release, and like that's, you know, that's fine. Like, absolutely enjoy it if you enjoy it. But yeah, it depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to speedrun it, yeah, it's hard to recommend. But yeah, at the very least, I can show it off now, and yeah, I've adjusted a bit to the control difference from practice and just, you know, just playing it enough, and it's made it kind of less of a problem. But yeah. So we're going into the next pig fight here. You've probably noticed I just picked up a bomb coconut from the tree. So I'm going to use that to blow the rusty door down. And that's going to unlock another area for me to visit later on as well. So this pig, what's he going to do? Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's fine. So he spawned in a really difficult place to get in, because if you jump and you're like a little bit to the right or left, you grab the wall or you grab the rope, and then you can't land on the pig, and you're taking damage and you're missing a cycle. But outside of that, that was absolutely fine. So that was our third pig fight, which cleared up the Earth Pig. Which one does he clear up? I can't even remember. Like, I've skipped so many of the cutscenes lately that I just don't even remember the order of the pigs. At the very least, which area is it? I'm like, Buckus Village. Buckus Village is the one that's cured. Okay. The villagers are actually were turned into mice. So they had their hats on and they were covering their faces, but they're actually mice underneath. They've been turned back into regular human beings now from the pig curse being cleared. I can't believe I mind blanked on that. I've played this game for 10 years. I'm just like, I'm cooked. Anyways, so yeah, it becomes a bit of a boss rush at this point. There's a few more sections I have to do, but like eventually I'll start like just going from pig to pig to pig. And then, yeah, once we're done with that, we'll get walked to the final pig room, and we won't be able to enter it right away. We'll have to do another little side quest before doing so, but then once we do that, we go in the door and we fight the final pig. So another FMV is meant to play there with the generator starting up, and that generator causes an elevator to pop up for another area, and you go into the underground maze from there. So now I have access to that area. And there's our next 10,000-year-old man. So I'm going to warp to the pond that I almost drowned in at the very beginning of the game. So this is the place where that guy was like, haha, come back much later, you can't swim, and he's making fun of me and all that, and then gave me those bananas. So I'm going to be able to cross the lake now because I learned how to swim from Charles. So he taught me how to dash, he taught me how to swim. He's a good monkey. He's a funky monkey even. So now we're moving on. So I'm going to talk to the 10,000-year-old man. The 10,000-year-old man's going to tell me that I need to learn how to dive. I can only swim above the water. I cannot dive in the water at the moment. So I'm just going to jump across and not get damaged by the tree. So yeah, go talk to this old man. They get bigger beards as they go. This one has a crystal ball, which means he's very wise. Although the other old men make fun of this one, saying he's a bit kooky. So, yeah, maybe not as wise as he should be. But yeah, anyways, he told me that there's a mermaid in the Haunted Mansion area that's going to be able to teach me how to dive, but she needs her necklace back. So you grab the necklace from the chest here, then you fly to south of the mansion, and we're going to learn how to dive. I'm going to go for a very, very, very small time save here, but it is very cool if I get it. It looks funny. I'm going to try and jump into the water while I'm giving the necklace, and that's going to cause me to drop to the bottom of the lake, or the bottom of the pool of water that I'm learning to swim in. That's the wrong door. That's the wrong door. I'm like crossing wires. There's a later part where you come back to this section, and I'm just like messed up from it. So anyways, leaving the door. Cool. Now we go over here, and up here is where she is. So there's a little pool of water at the bottom here, and I'm going to learn how to dive in it. So I'm going to... Okay, so unfortunately, I did get the drop down, so it looks funny at least, but I did not get the jump. There's a 1-frame jump after using the seashell necklace. If you get the 1-frame jump, you stay at the bottom and you don't have to dive down. It saves 1.7 seconds. So I got the funny looking thing, so I'm happy. It's fine. You just drop into the water. It doesn't stop you from diving. Okay, so now we know how to dive, and I'm going to fly back to that area where the 10,000-year-old man is, which is called Trick Village. Now, this is a cursed area as well. It's not meant to be flooded in water, but it is, which is actually really strange because once you clear the water out, it becomes a way harder place to navigate, so it looks like it belongs in the water. Because just imagine all these platforms like this and there's just no water. So you're just like jumping up everything. It's, yeah, doesn't seem right. Whoops, accidentally hit X. Wasn't supposed to do that. So right now I'm grabbing a bunch of math beads, and these are for the 10,000-year-old man. He wants me to do math instead of saving the world from evil pigs. But I mean, that's just, you know, priorities. Grab this, go this way. So there's like a bit of a puzzle here. Just grab all of them. There's like 10 of them. Now, these fish are RNG. Their spawn is all over the place, so they could be anywhere. They could just rock up in your path randomly, and you can just get clobbered.
Have time for a donation in the meantime?
Yes, go for it. Yep.
Yeah, so we have a $15 from Yedia. I love Tomba, and really excited to see the speedrun today in PAX. Love to learn all the tricks you're doing live, Raikou. Do you have a favorite evil pig fight, either from first or second game?
Favorite fight?
Yeah.
That's tricky. They're kind of like all the same, really. But I guess probably like in terms of difficulty, the best one would be the Storm Evil Pig, which is the one that is coming up next. He has a bag that just spins in the middle, and there's like spikes and platforms all over the place as well. It's, yeah, probably the most difficult, probably the most fun if you want to challenge yourself. The rest of them are just kind of throw the pig in the bag and you're done. Whereas this is a problem that Tomba 2 resolved. They made you have to throw the pig in the bag 3 times instead of once. Nah, that's not gonna work. Nah, okay, that's fine. So that was another pig bag skip. I was looking for a 1-frame thing, and I was early on it, and I noticed it, so I just didn't go for it. If I had tried to fly away after doing that, I would have left the pig bag behind, and I would have wasted a charity wing. So I got another pig bag skip coming up. This is the last one, so really hope I get this one. Then, you know, the run can like actually have one frame trick in it. No, missed it as well. Damn. Okay, that's fine. They're very, very tricky. It's like probably like the highest skill ceiling for the game in terms of like learning the speedrun. You have to, it's just 1 frame in a 60 FPS game. It's quite difficult to hit. So not too surprised I didn't get any of them. I was tempted to rewind and then try it again just to show off the trick working, but it's just, yeah, I'm not going to use rewind. So we're on to our next pig fight. This one clears Phoenix Mountain. So the windy section I ran through like way ages ago, tried to get that skip where I tried to skip the conversation with the mice villagers. that section actually gets cleared up and it stops being windy. It only becomes slightly windy, so there's like a little bit of a gust and that's it. Okay, and in the bag. All right, good. So there's all these swinging platforms around. There's tiny platforms. There's spikes on the ground. Yeah, he's a difficult pig fight, and his RNG can screw you over as well. In which case, in terms of a proper world record attempt for this game, that would be a pain if he spawned under the pole like that. So yeah, for this run, obviously fine, but like yeah, for world record attempt, that'd probably be a killer. So there's 2 charity wings sitting here, and if you run up to them, you trigger the quest and it locks you in place. But the 2 charity wings are worth getting, and it's worth the time lost for taking the cutscene there. So as I said, during the cutscene or during the moment where the generator was starting, this opens up this elevator. You can take this elevator now down into the underground maze, which is another top-down section of the game. And there's a couple of doors that are like locked and you can't open them. But the 10,000-year-old man gave me a wire that I can use to break open the door, but the wire breaks afterwards. So then I need to get an unbreakable wire later on. So feed wire broke. And now I'm in this section, but there's another door that I can't open at the moment. So this guy is just like, oh yeah, you need a wire? I know a friend at Haunted Mansion that has one. So I'm gonna go to Haunted Mansion now. South side. Oh yeah, I also didn't mention this. If you didn't notice, this section has actually changed its look because I captured the haunted evil pig and it cleared the area, so now it's not haunted anymore. It's just normal. No storms, no birds, it's all just cleared up. You got these biting flowers still, which is a pain in the ass, but they're there. They don't go away. So now we have the unbreakable wire. We just go talk to him and he's like, no, you can't have it. It's finders keepers. But then he's like, oh, all right, you can have it. So he's a good fella.
Have time for a quick donation?
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, so we have a $15 anonymous donation with no comment. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get charity wings from this is the first 10,000-year-old chest. Oh, no, wait, no, it isn't. The one I got for the pig bag is a 10,000-year-old chest. But yeah, those are the 3rd chest that you can open in the game. And then you got another one, which I pretty much don't open ever for the run. The one I get for this guy here. This is the 1,000,000-year-old man. See, he got a glorious beard. So he's also very senile. He actually doesn't realize that the evil pig is in his house. So he's just chilling up there. He can't see it. He has no idea. He thinks it's close by, but he's not sure. It's just right there. So this evil pig is the first pig bag I got at the very beginning with in the dwarf village. So if I capture this pig, it fixes the dwarf village back to normal. Nice, okay. That was tricky. So he was pretty high up. His spawn was just bad RNG, but I still managed to grab him and chuck him in the bag, so we're good. Could have been a way worse boss fight, but that's good. So this is where the boss rush starts happening now. We've done a lot of the side quest stuff that we need to do to progress the story. So now I'm going to fly to Village of Civilization, and we're going to fight the water pig. Now, the water pig is actually fully submerged in water. You have to actually capture it. It's probably the most different pig fight other than the stormy evil pig, because you have to do the whole fight in swimming. So I actually have never tried to do this pig fight without swimming active. I don't know what will happen there. I should probably like try that sometime. Like it would require hacks. I'm pretty sure you can't get to this section without learning how to swim. So you would be able to capture this pig until then. Oh, the yellow pig bag is underwater. Yeah, you couldn't do that. That makes sense. So, yeah, the pig bag's going around a whirlpool. You just jump in, grab him, chuck him in. Oh, I missed. No way. Okay, now we'll go against the wall again. So, I'm kind of camera manipulating this fight by rubbing against the wall to the right. He can only spawn when your camera is on him. So he can't go anywhere to the left, right, up, like, you know, the up, left, up, sorry, up left, bottom left, and the center. Like, you can't just go anywhere near there. So if you're on the right side, you can just grab him, like swim to the right, swim to the left, grab him, chuck him in the bag. So he's got some strategy at least. Now this is another difficult section of the run. We call it front mushroom strat. So Mushroom Forest has two sections. It has like the front, which is like mostly platforms over a bottomless pit, and then the one at the back, which is a straight line. To save a little bit of time, you can just run through the front section, but you risk dying. So it's also risky in the sense that you can land on a mushroom and get the laughing effect, and you don't want the laughing effect for the last section of the game, because if you have it, you can't use the grapple and it ruins one of the movement strats. But didn't land on the mushroom. It was janky, but we didn't die, so it's a win. Oh yeah, this is the guy who tried to drown us earlier. Now he's like giving us a boat, which honestly just makes no sense. Why would he like try to drown me in the water, but then like let me on a boat to get across the lake instead of just telling me to swim now that I know how to swim? But yeah, anyways, in this case, he's a bro. Back then, he's a bastard. So he gave me bananas though, so I guess, you know, he's fine. So last of the 7 pigs. This is the jungle pig. This one fixes Masakari Jungle, the one that like had all the grass, like the tall grass. Good RNG. Oh, well, it would be if I'd landed. This is fun. We'll take it. So yeah, as I've been saying a couple of times, momentum with the analog controls on D-pad is just really hard to gauge. So you can overshoot so much of your jumps really easily. It was like something that was just not even remotely a problem in the OG game because you played with actual D-pad controls. So I've just been warped away like by force, and it's taking me to what is effectively the final pig room. So because I have sealed all the evil pigs, they're sitting on these podiums that is going to cause the magic final pig door to show up. But during this conversation, they will restore and then they'll just float away. So while the door has shown up, it's going to close. They just regain their color and they're like, yep, bye. So the final evil pigs just basically sent them away, so they're not pressing the podium anymore, and that's going to cause the door to close. So we have to find 7 friends. So we're going to go around to all the areas we've been so far, as well as we have Baron now. As mentioning, we were talking about a dog earlier. Baron is a infinite charity wing. So he basically flies you away. So we didn't need to collect any more charity wings. I've got one more though, because it is faster to use charity wing than it is to use Baron. So if you can get them and it doesn't cost too much time, you might as well use charity wings. So we're gonna go to a lot of the areas that we've been before, and we're gonna find friends. So we just talked to him and it says 1 friend found. We need to find 7. However, there's only 6 NPCs that you talk to. Once you've found 6, you go back to the area and it's like, no, we need 1 more, and then Baron jumps onto the podium for you. Which it's very odd. I have not interacted with Baron at all in this entire run, but he's already my best friend. Dogs really are man's best friend.
Okay, bit of time for another donation.
Yeah, we're just finding the friends, so go for it.
We have $40 from Kaide Latte. May already went back and killed Myla at the ACMI race. I think Myla deserved a wave. So that goes towards the Save or Kill Myla incentive for the upcoming Hollow Knight run later on this afternoon. Thank you.
So that's the backup if you end up like not making it over like that. Just gonna do that, and then yeah, messy, but that's fine. So Village of Civilization has 3 of the friends. So it's the last location we fly to before flying to the final boss. And yeah, we'll have to go through all 3 screens. So there's one here, Not the one in front, his like twin brother behind him. If you talk to the front one, it gives you a quest for a cute witch quest. It's like one of the all event stuff. So 5 friends, we just leave. You want to try and not jump after talking to that dude, because if you do, you grab the raft above him and it moves your moves the Baron item down in your inventory, so it just loses like a little bit of time, like maybe a couple frames, but we like our frames, so we're going to save them. Okay, we're about to find the last friend, and then I'm going to walk to the other location. So, Strange Small Room is what the new location that we found is called. So we found 6 friends. We need 7. So this is a really misleading part of the game. If you were playing this casually, you'd be looking around for that 7th friend for ages. But then you just go to the area because you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. And then Baron would just jump onto the podium and you'd be like, oh, wow, nice. So the game kind of owns you like that. All right, we're on our way to the final boss. Now you'd think, hey, the 7 pigs that I've fought so far, the final pig will be different. It will be like more intense and harder to do, right? It should be. It's actually probably easier than the others, and it's the same amount you have to do to beat him. Oh, what's it? Oh, and he froze me. Okay. Oh my god, I missed. Okay. This should be easier. Okay, and wait for the bag, and we're in. Okay, and the time is coming up. And it's time. There we go. So, anyone who questions my estimate, it was always 56, okay? You saw nothing. It was never 55. It was always 56. So I'm underestimate. This is good. There was definitely no last-minute adjustments on my estimate before I started the run or anything like that. Trust me. Okay, so, yeah, just one last little conversation goes on, and then you get the credits. Which, for some reason in this version, they're Japanese. Even though I'm playing the English version of the game, the Japanese version of this game isn't even in this release. So it's just like, it makes no sense. But, oh well. It's fine. Oh, also I can, yeah. Do you like watching that? We can skip it. So, I'll find out what my in-game time is as well before we call it, and then 36. Okay, so my PSP record is 34 in-game time, and my PB for this run is 35. So, all in all, not a completely awful run. It's actually fine. So, but yeah, that was Tomba Special Edition. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and see you next event.
Thank you for that amazing showcase, Raikou. So that's also the end of my hosting shift for now. And we'll be shifting to Chokochi for the next host.
Hello everyone, thank you to SRD for their host shift. Just changing over here, my name is Chokochi, I will be your host for the next little bit. I just wanted to remind everyone that we are AusSpeedruns and we are a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event we are raising money for Game on Cancer, which is a charity that funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. So if you want to donate, you can donate to donate.ausspeedruns.com or in person at the runner management desk as well. Thank you. Shortly coming up, we will have a Super Mario Odyssey speedrun run by a game nerd. We are just getting set up, so please bear with us a little bit longer. We will be ready for you shortly.
Okay.
Okay, it seems like we are about ready to throw to our Super Mario Odyssey speedrun by Game Nerd 607 under the World Peace category for Nintendo Switch. So here we go.